Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Hyrule Warriors on the TheHiddenTriforce channel. In this episode, we're taking the first of many different paths that we can take. Kind of splits off there. After that last episode, everything got kind of messed up in time and space. Sia was able to successfully capture both the Triforce of Wisdom and the Triforce of Courage from Sheik and Link by having them step into a kind of a little magical trap on the ground that ripped the Triforce from him, therefore giving Sia complete control of all three pieces of the Triforce. Once she did this, she wished for the spirit of Ganondorf to be merged together. And as the game mentioned earlier, the three pieces, well, there's four pieces total. Three were hidden throughout time and space, and what they're trying to say there is throughout the timeline in different, well, as you all know, the Zelda series timeline, it splits off into 2 to 3 different paths. The Child Link, Adult Link, and Link is Defeated pathways. So it kind of splits everything kind of in that way, and it's a cool feature that they kind of did that, and it kind of makes me wish that this game would have been canon, because the plot that they have is somewhat interesting with that. So if Ganondorf's soul hidden throughout the different timelines, the first one that we are going to proceed down is this Ocarina of Time pathway, and the cutscene at the beginning of this episode explores some of that. Now they realize that they have gone to the time of the legendary hero of time, being Link from Ocarina of Time. I'm saying time a lot there, unfortunately, but that's just how it goes. And Impa / Sheik are in a discussion, and Sheik is trying to rationalize why she's there, and Impa's very suspicious of who exactly Sheik is, because she knows the Sheikah tribe, and she's very curious, like, where did this mysterious Sheikah come out of? We all know one another. I've never heard of a Sheikah named Sheik, so what exactly are you doing here? Why are you helping us out? And well, they never really get to finish that conversation. A fairy, Navi, pops up. Navi is in this game, and kind of tells them, hey, Gorons have gone crazy. If you notice, and you've been wondering why I'm attacking Gorons, it is because everybody on Death Mountain has lost their mind. They are going crazy. They have attacked the peaceful Zora race, and the princess of the Zoras has been captured. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing here, figuring out what's going on here on this mountain and trying to rescue the princess Zora. So that's what we've got here. I'm playing as Impa in this episode, taking a break from Sheik for a few, and it'll give me a little bit of a fresh perspective, because I'll try and sneak in some other characters when I get a chance to. And there's a lot of different roster choices that you can make in each episode, especially by the end of the game, and it's just kind of your personal preference. Some of them are quicker, some of them more magical, some of them more melee based. It's just pretty much what you prefer. And I have a preference towards Sheik, who has a good mixture of agility and physical attacks with magic thrown in there as well. So she's a good balanced character across all of them. So what we gotta do is try and work our way up here. And I really like the callbacks to Ocarina of Time, where they have boulders rolling down Death Mountain, just like it did in the game, and you were trying to avoid them as you worked your way up to Goron City. So let's see, we're going to go on in here. We had to capture a couple of keeps, because from these keeps, the Gorons are launching boulder attacks onto our southern base. So we're going to quickly take over the flashing keeps, and that will prevent the attacks from hammering down and falling on us. Also, I just beat this game officially last night, September 12th. I beat it last night with my brother, and one of the cool things about this game is that I played half of this game single player, completely by myself, and my brother came over because he heard I got Hyrule Warriors early, and he wanted to see it and give it a shot. And he's never played a Dynasty game either, and what we did is we went to one level, actually it's a level right after this, we went to the Water Temple level, He played it, got used to the controls, and then he jumped straight in from where I was, and he had no problems. He knew exactly what to do. This game is very easy for newcomers to pick up and get into, including me, because this is my first Dynasty game as well. And we're not playing this on the easiest difficulty level. We've got it on normal, so it's not like it's going to be super easy. Granted, not an extreme challenge, but it's a very easy game for all to pick up and get used to. The controls are nothing that's going to just like be hard to memorize. So it was a lot of fun playing with my brother last night, and we managed to take it from about probably midway through the game, and we just beat the rest of it. And it definitely went in a weird little route there at the end, which I will definitely be explaining more of when the time comes. I'm not going to spoil too much while we're only here on Death Mountain. But what I'm going to do now is work my way up to that other keep. Just cleared out some Gorons from my home base, so let's go ahead and work my way up this mountain and get to the other keep so I can stop the boulder attack. But while I'm here, it's something that's kind of cool about this game is it kind of blends the different timelines and graphical styles, because obviously we are here in the Ocarina of Time timeline, and you have these Gorons from Ocarina of Time in design, but then we have that Deku Baba, which is based off of the Twilight Princess graphics. So it's kind of neat to see those come together and collide. And obviously our particular graphics, Impa, is, I would say she's more like the style herself, graphical style herself is not Skyward Sword, but her design is very more Skyward Sword themed, and with a little bit of the Ocarina of Time as well, because Impa's also been a fairly large character in about half of her appearances, a little plump lady. She's definitely taking more of a combative and athletic role in this one, and in Skyward Sword you saw just how fierce Impa could be, because she took on Garahim multiple times and was able to protect Zelda and allow her to escape. So it's good to see this character come to life a little bit more, and definitely cool to play as her some. Anyways, a lot has been happening to me personally over the last 2 months. I have gotten married to a girl that I met on an Israel trip. I went to Israel last spring, if you guys do not remember me talking about that. And I moved in with her, and we just got married. So that's a pretty big life change. I've also been accepted into grad school at the University of Cincinnati, where I am studying instructional design and technology, which is essentially using technology to develop curriculums and different learning styles in the classroom. So I'll be hopefully teaching at a college level, and kind of just using technology to help that out. And that's things like using the Microsoft Kinect in the classroom to play educational games and just things like that. And it's a really cool program that I've been enjoying so far. I'll be in this program for a little bit over a year, and then I will be, the plan is to get a PhD. So I'm going to be in school for many, many years. So get used to hearing me talk about my educational studies. Alright, next up in this stage, we are needing to locate and fight Darunia. I'm also, if you guys didn't notice, I am playing 2 people on this level. My friend Zach is actually playing this with me. This was also his first time playing this game, and he's kind of picking it up fairly easily as well, as I just went over earlier. He's playing as Sheik, also one of the reasons why I ended up choosing Impa. I guess I should have mentioned that earlier, since I've had 2 people wandering around. You're probably wondering what's going on. But yeah, this is the only episode that Zach appears in, so special thanks to my friend Zach for lending me a hand in our conquest against the Gorons. So we are going to, well, looks like Darunia is heading down south. We were trying to get up north and clear out some of these enemies and some of these outposts. But maybe we just need to go down south because he is making a beeline for our base, and we don't need our base getting destroyed by Darunia. So, alright, we're gonna have to do something about that. Let's try and capture this keep really quickly. It's almost down. I was hoping I could blow those up because it kind of looks like you might be able to. Like, it looks like the shortcuts that you find in Goron City that leads you to the Kokurai Woods and to other mini places. Like little shortcuts that you can create. Alright, well, we got that keep. So, we definitely need to rush down south now. I'm going to, let's find the best route. I'm trying to find the best route down there. It's the most direct. Hopefully it will be this way. Let's go ahead. Yep, he is in our base. And, I mean, this is normal difficulty. He could probably be in our base for 10 minutes and nothing bad would happen. But we do need to get heading down. So I'm going to leave Zach up north for a little bit. And I'm just going to make a beeline there. Thankfully there's a shortcut and I can just run straight down this path. And past this outpost guard, and there he is, right inside my base. So when we get there, here we go, a little cutscene of him really quickly, nothing too elaborate. He's gonna roll around and show us his might. Cool beans, Darunia. It's a very cool design of him. You can see the muscle tone on him and a lot of detail in his beautiful baby blue eyes. And you see most of the Hyrulean knights are just standing there, not really attacking him all that much. So I'm going to just use my magic gauge on him real quick, or my special gauge that is, and just beat him up. He's not overly difficult. He does do, if you allow him to, he will do a lot of damage, and he can get off some pretty powerful moves using the Megaton Hammer. Zach has now joined me, as you saw Darunia getting whisked away and Sheik's water-based attack. So, alright, he's about halfway done. Now the easiest way to defeat these bosses is to really just use your shield and to allow them to kind of attack you, and then they generally will end up missing. I would recommend just kind of Z-targeting them and circling them until they end up missing or doing whatever move they do and getting stuck in the ground or stuns, and that's your chance to deplete their white meter, which will deal out probably about a third to half of their damage every time, like this meter right there. But also just brute force works perfectly fine on these guys. It definitely might not be your best strategy for some of the higher difficulties where I'm sure they have a lot more health. But on this difficulty, you can just brute force them. Just keep attacking. Don't even stop. Even when they're using their shield, it's not going to matter, and you're not going to lose a lot of health. So you're able to just completely chip away at them. And if you've got your green magic meter filled up or your special gauge filled up, then it will be even faster for you. So he's just kind of stuck there. We're just gonna lob some bombs in at him, and come on, there we go. He's defeated, but not dead. Don't worry, we didn't just kill our favorite brother, Darunia. So we're more than halfway done this video. Not bad. He's going to go power himself up way north in the chief's room, and what we need to do, I'm gonna get some health while I'm at it. What we need to do is find the source of his power. Why is he able to recharge and be strong still? So we're going to just kind of work our way. Whoops, I just completely accidentally used my special. That sucks, but thankfully it's easy to refill. Now they've got some reinforcements, and we need to defeat these Goron captains. Looks like there are 3 of them showing up on the map. One of them's in our keep up to the northwest, which is where we're heading. There's 2 of them in the east, kind of heading towards our other keep. So I'm going to head on over that way. I'll leave Zach to take out the one captain, and I'm going to get to the other one. So here we go. I feel like it might be best practice in the scheme of things not to be killing these Gorons, because, well, obviously Gorons aren't bad people in Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and the majority of the Zelda games, they've been on your side, and they fought alongside us already in this game and will continue to do so. A good optional goal, I think, would have been like limit your defeats or kills of Gorons to like 200 or something. Don't massacre the Goron race, because they're obviously good people and they're just confused right now. That would have made a little bit of sense in my mind. And maybe that is an objective in the higher difficulty. I don't know if it changes the objectives or if those are the same, and you just take more damage and do less health, or take more damage yourself and deal out less damage. That might be the major change. I'm not quite sure. Alright, I've got one of those guys down. Zach's still up north, kind of working his way towards the throne room, and I'm going to go capture this keep. And there's this other Goron captain here. Here we go. As she points out, Darunia is gaining health, and we need to figure out how to stop him from doing that. So as soon as I capture this eastern keep, it says Impa is advancing. Is that talking about me? What's confusing about this game is its lack of consistency with the characters and the people that are appearing in the cutscenes. Even if Impa is not chosen, she will still be in the game. Even if you choose Impa, there will oftentimes end up being 2 Impas on the map, 2 Sheiks on the map, 2 Links, etc. It kind of gets confusing, whereas I feel if I choose to play Link, they should replace him on the battlefield with someone else that's not Link. But that's not the path that they go with. And it definitely gets confusing later on, especially when you're fighting Ganondorf as Ganondorf in the final stage of the game. It just doesn't even make sense. It shouldn't even be possible. They should make certain characters unselectable and you just can't play as them in certain stages. But that's something that I will be going much more into detail later on in the game, and it's not a complaint. I mean, I understand the appeal of playing as every character when you can, but it definitely adds a little bit of confusion to it at times. So alright, what we've got going on is I'm going to try and take this keep really quickly. Darunia is back, and he is improving the morale of everybody, and he has like souped himself up. He's taken some kind of magical mystery pill behind the scenes back in the throne room. Maybe young Link played him a Soria song, and then he started dancing and just became super happy. I don't know. Maybe he got himself some sirloin steak, or rock sirloin, that is. And alright, let's capture this. Keep boss. Come here, buddy. Got ourselves a morale improved, powered up keep boss. The allied base is being attacked with boulders once again, and is now taking damage from those boulders. So yeah, that's what I'm doing there, is reclaiming the keep. So we are good. Well, I'm gonna head out. Need to get to that boulder keep. There we go. This one's almost already reclaimed, as Zach has been hard at work taking these guys out already. And there we go. Capture this keep immediately. I just did that. Talking after we already did it. Support Impa's plan by capturing the west border keep. Success. Now let's go ahead and just kill this guy, this outpost captain. Take that while we're at it, and we're going to head right back down to our base, because it's apparently flashing like, hey, what's going on? Doesn't seem like anything. So our base is fine, but we are now launching a counterattack to the chief's room where Darunia has been hiding out, and what we're going to end up doing is opening the way to his final gate or protective chamber So now we can head on up north to the very top of this map and hopefully defeat Darunia once and for all, knock some senses into this guy. Boulder attacks are all done, so our base will be fine. It's no longer flashing, and Darunia just had his rock sirloin destroyed, so he is no longer... Oh, he's making rock puns here. That's clever. So he is no longer going to be super amped up, and if we defeat him one more time, he shall be done for. And there's 3 more keeps up north that they've now opened up the path to. We already have 1 keep. There's 2 more. So what we need to do is just go ahead and defeat Darunia once and for all, which in itself will not take very long. But on our way up there, what we need to do, Zach is kind of like taking a beeline there as well. He's taking a different route. But before we do that, we have to take out this Bombchu, as it is trying to head towards our base to launch a counterattack and wipe us out from our base of operations. When we were using Bombchus, if they took any damage, they would just come to a complete halt and stop moving. But these ones will just go right through your attacks and keep kind of going on their course. Thankfully, they take a lot less damage than the ones that we had took, but they will blow up on you as well. So we're just going to kill this Bombchu operator, and that will give us enough space to proceed onward to the Chief's Chamber. What's interesting here is that Gorons have apparently allied themselves with Pose. That doesn't make any sense. Definitely gives you more of an insight why this game is not canon, because as you know, Pose and Gorons would never be on the same side of a battle, so it doesn't even make sense. I don't know if maybe this is just a Poe that is happened to be floating around the Chief's Chamber, and the Gorons are too busy doing other things to notice that there's ghosts in the room. But either way, we're going to kill them. As we do more damage to Darunia, he's already about halfway gone, as Zach has been doing some damage to him. But he's going to start remembering what's going on. He's going to be confused about why he's here, because he's under some kind of spell, and that is why he's been attacking everybody and taking the Princess Zora hostage. So we need to just keep on chipping away at him. And one of my favorite things to do is get a boss stuck in a corner and just use bombs on him. It's really funny to me, especially if you have 2 players, because they don't do a lot of damage, but they'll kind of like blow up and be stuck in that corner and unable to move, because it'll like knock them up in the air, and they'll land, and they'll get more bombs and knocked up in the air, and more bombs and knocked up in the air, and they kind of get stuck and unable to move. And it takes forever. It's a very tedious process to beat them if that's how you actually want to do it. But it is. I just find it humorous, and that's pretty much the only point of doing that. It's not going to defeat the guy in any efficient manner. But he is almost dead. He's going to spawn some magic rocks. There we go. This will finish him off once and for all. So in the next episode, we'll proceed to the water temple. You know, the fun water temple from Ocarina of Time. But don't worry, we will not be changing the level of water. Actually, just kidding, we will be. So, haha, gotcha. It's going to be fun. Not as fun as the actual Ocarina of Time water temple, but still a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that and more Hyrule Warriors Let's Play on the Hidden Triforce. Thank you for watching. Please share, comment, leave some feedback, and hit that like button if you enjoyed watching me take down the Goron leader and my big brother Darunia. Thanks, everybody.